Hey, home athletes, happy Thursday and happy New Year's Eve to you. Time to get our last workout of the year in. We are finishing up with a longer piece today, kind of a longer steady state type workout where we just look to kind of keep moving forward at a steady pace the entire time. Probably going to take anywhere from, let's say, 25 to 35 minutes, right about half an hour or so for most of us, I think. Something to think about today, as it is with all longer workouts, multiple round workouts, is trying to keep a relatively stable pace throughout the entire workout. Make a note of how long it takes you to complete that first round, and then try to maintain that pace as you go through the following 4 rounds, or even maybe going a little bit faster. Biggest thing, as I've often said, is to not go flying out of the gate really fast and then go slower and slower and slower and slower, right? Start out with a pace that you think is sustainable, and then sustain it, maybe even get a little bit faster as you go. So 5 rounds for time. We have a rep scheme of 40, 30, 20, 10. We're doing 40 sit-ups, working that core. We're doing 30 Russian dumbbell swings, working posterior chain, glutes and hamstrings. We're doing some hand release push-ups, working that upper body with some push. And then we're doing some single arm devil's press, which works all sorts of things. So we have a good workout as far as like low interference is concerned, right? We're using kind of one body part each movement, and then that gets a break while you move on to the other body part. You know, we're kind of doing our core, then we're giving that a break when we're doing our upper body, then we're doing our posterior chain. So it has the kind of the setup that we can kind of keep moving at a nice steady pace, and each body part gets a rest as we go along. Let me demonstrate the movement for you. So we're looking at 40 sit-ups. Of course, we are looking booty on the floor. Knees are bent. I like to have those knees out a little bit so the movement focuses more on the abs and not the hip flexors. If you keep the knees together, do what you like. I think knees out a little bit better is better. Try to keep that back nice and straight. We often see people kind of doing sit-ups. They come up to the top and their back is rounded. This actually disengages your abdominals. It's also bad for posture. It doesn't look good. So sit up nice and tall. Think about reaching the top of your head towards the ceiling at the top. Go all the way down to the floor at the bottom and come all the way back up. Ideally, this finished position, the shoulder is just slightly ahead of the hips, right? So we're sitting up tall, getting that nice big range of motion. Dumbbell swings, like I said, working the posterior chain, working that booty. You got your one dumbbell right here. You're going to hold it as such, right? We're holding one bell. Feet stay flat on the floor. This is a hip hinge movement, so we're keeping the back flat, and we're driving kind of reaching back with the butt, and we're driving those hips forward and bringing that dumbbell right up to about shoulder level. Give those glutes a really good squeeze as the hips come forward, right? Squeeze your butt. We're going 30 reps right there. Hand release push-ups. So hand release push-ups, at the bottom of the push-ups, the hands are just simply lifted off the ground for a moment before putting it right back down again. This enforces the full range of motion, right? You're fully flat on the floor before fully pushing all the way back up again. Think about plank when you're doing your push-ups, right? You've done plank holds before, where you think about squeezing your quads, squeezing your butt, relation your abs, and having that body basically look like a plank, right? A nice straight, line, engaged line. Think about this when you're trying to do your push-ups. Especially hand release, they tend to lead to a little bit of a, doing the worm kind of thing. So we're trying not to do that. Hands are in line with the rib cage just below the chest. Ideally, when you're doing push-ups, this forearm is vertical. This is a healthier position for your shoulder. Keep those shoulders safe, and also puts us in a good sort of a state of leverage for pushing. So what we're looking at here is going all the way down. Lift those hands for a moment, and then push all the way back up again. Hand release push-ups. So these are a little tougher than your standard push-ups. So if you struggle with this movement, you could lower the reps, right? Workout as written is 20. Maybe you want to lower the reps a little bit, turn it into maybe a 15 or a 12. I mean, it should be something you can get through in maybe a minute or so, minute and a half, something like that. I mean, if 2 minutes goes by and you're still working on those push-ups, you need to kind of shorten up the movements a little bit. You can also do standard push-ups, no hand release. That'd be a good way to modify this movement. And if you need to, you can raise your hands up, put your hands on a coffee table or a chair, or any kind of elevated surface, solid surface that you have. and not do the hand release part. Just go chest all the way down. And then our final movement is those single arm deadlift press. We've done these a few times recently. Good movement combination of a dumbbell snatch and a burpee. I want you to do 10 total, 5 per side, switching hands each rep. So dumbbells on the floor. I'm going to do my right side first. So my right hand goes onto the dumbbell, go all the way down like you do with a standard burpee. We're going to jump those feet in. Now, one thing you want to be aware of when we're jumping those feet in is we want to jump it up, so the dumbbell is inside this foot right here. So we can go straight up overhead into that snatch. Bring it right back down again. Move it over to the left hand now, going all the way down. And again, jump those feet up a little bit wider so the dumbbell's inside, and go right into that snatch. So it's a dumbbell and a snatch. That's all I have for you. No extra credit today, just because this workout is going to take, like I said, about half an hour or so. I think that's good for our last day of the year. And then, of course, stay tuned and be tuned for tomorrow for the first workout of next year. All right. Happy New Year, everybody. See you soon.